show you how to quickly and easily change out the bottom stock on an M1 Garand rifle. So this is the stock that's currently on there. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the pistol grip in the stock is crooked. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that with this stripped lower stock that I got off of eBay. So this is the one that's going to be going on there. It is straight. There's no warps to it or anything like that. So to do this, it really is pretty easy. All you're going to need is a flathead screwdriver. And that's it. So let's get started. And step number one is you will want to make sure that the rifle is clear. It is empty. There is no ammunition near me, so I know it is safe. I'm going to go ahead, dry fire it so it is not cocked. So step number two, we'll take that flathead, and you can use this, or sometimes I've seen people use cleaning rod. It doesn't really matter. Anything that'll fit through this little hole in that trigger guard. So just put the screwdriver through there, lift up, click that into place. Your whole trigger assembly comes out. And we're just going to set that aside for right now. So now that we've got the trigger assembly out and set aside, next thing you'll do is you will just push on the knob for the rear sight. It comes up, boom. And that whole piece can be set aside. So now you're left with your lower stock. So the other stock I have is stripped, so there are 4 pieces I will need off of this. The first being this metal cap that is also a sling swivel. Second being this sling swivel that is actually in the stock, held in with one of these screws on this butt cap. So that's the other piece that we'll need. I'm going to leave this sling attached to both swivels because you don't really need to take it off for this. Step number one is we're going to take off those 2 screws, both flathead. I should replace that screw just because it is a little more shallow and it looks like it's taking a beating a little bit. Now this bottom screw, which is the longer screw, so it'll be very easy to keep track. You've got the top screw short, the bottom screw will be long. And then that, so we've got our back butt plate, 2 screws off. Now this piece will come right out. As you see, there's a hole in it. It was being held in by that longer screw. So we're almost done. Now you've got this end cap here, which can also be a pain in the ass to get off. So, and you want to be really careful if you do this. I've had to use a screwdriver to get in there and pry, but you really want to be careful of that wood, especially if you just got a nice stock or a World War II stock or something you don't want to mar up. You want to be very careful. So you can kind of tap the metal from the inside, and already pushing it up a little bit. And then this one, let's see if it'll just come off. Just kind of rock it back and forth. Boom. To put this back on, we're going to just do the opposite. And hopefully this doesn't need to be beaten on or anything like that. Helps if I do it the right way. Idiot. Might require just a little bit of you just do it gentle. Like I said, the last thing you want to do is mess up the wood. Alright, she is on there. So making sure that our sling is still straight. You've got that little slot right there. Just pop that in. Want to make sure that this is going on the correct way. It tapers, obviously, so it makes it very obvious. And again, we'll tap it on here. Alright. We'll get it started, and then we'll put the long one in and make sure that it goes through. just get that just hand tight. I'm not going to crank down on it. Make sure, yep, threaded through that. And this one's probably going to be a pain in the butt because that screw sucks. So I'm just going to brace it. Boom. Alright, so all the stock metal has been replaced. We've got the butt plate, the 2 screws, the sling swivel, and the front cap end and sling swivel. So we are ready to reassemble. So for this, it's easier just to drop your op rod into that piece. It's got that little channel for it. And then that should just drop right into place. Then you will take your trigger assembly, and that will also just drop right into place. And then you bring the trigger guard down, and it snaps into place. And you have replaced the lower stock on your M1 Garand. Simple as that. You can really see the color differentiation here. See how dark that wood is there and how light it is. You see wear down here where your hand would be, and it looks like maybe some rubbing. And then here, it's not quite as bad. Definitely a little darker hand guard, but again, I think that gives it some character. I freaking love this gun. It's one of my favorites. Well, hopefully that helps someone. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And until next time, be good.